Your transgressions are worth repeating. I don't even expect an explanation, really. How do you defend that in the midst of a terrorist attack, bloods, bullets, mayhem, and your first and apparent priority is to pull out a phone and shoot a video? There's no excuse, and you know it. I can't wait until hunger and thirst set in, or you shit and piss yourselves. But it's quite obvious that more torture is required. Don't suppose either of you have seen the Poseidon Adventures? No? No? The original 1972 version, of course. On New Year's Eve, the SS Poseidon, a former luxury liner, on its final cruise into the Mediterranean, encounters a massive tidal wave caused by a subterranean earthquake. And it capsizes. No? You've never heard of it? Well, on board, a cast of truly interesting and sympathetic characters, people that we actually give a shit about, including two men of the cloth. One, an old elderly man, does everything by the book. And Reverend Scott, a younger, headstrong, he was taught by the previous man, but he's a firebrand who's been relegated to far-flung Africa by his superiors, and a prospect that pleases him to no end because he can practice his own version of faith and God unfettered. If you think that that's all this is about, you're not listening. Well, you're not comprehending. Yeah, your ignorance is on full display. Recent and irrelevant is irrelevant if the conversation requires. Well, if my monologue, my treatise is so horrifically torturous for you, then all the better. Lucky you. I have degrees in art history and cinema studies, as it happens. Parents who were passionate about the movies and shared that from an early age. To call them cinephiles would be putting it mildly. There was a time not long ago where my life was very different. Most days I could be found in the library, lecture hall somewhere, full of students, some of them passionately engaged, and others killing time and just trying to slide through with a passing grade. As the passengers are ringing in the new year in the ship's grand ballroom, the lookout tells the captain on the bridge, "I've never seen anything like it." An enormous wall of water coming at them at breakneck speeds. The scene that follows is a true cinematic masterpiece. Mayhem, no CGI special effects, all of it executed old school in a camera, and it still looks amazing today. As the big ship encounters this massive tsunami and rolls over, and bodies and everything else are just flying across the ballroom. Total surprise and shock. What the fuck is happening? Turns into terror as their world is turned upside down and they're tossed around like ragdolls. after the ship is settled. And those still alive or injured or walking or crawling on what was once just a few minutes ago, literally the ceiling, we come to the crux of the film, the subtext, if you will. The survivors have split themselves into two factions. The pursers, the people who want the money and to save the ship, are telling people to stay still, just stay where you're at. Help will come and save us. And the Reverend Scott,